Alien abductees often tell disturbingly similar stories. Many abductees claim that the abductors seem very interested in mankind's sexual organs, and some women claim to have even been impregnated by their abductors only to have the baby taken from the mother at the early stages of pregnancy. Some so-called alien abductees paint a very dark picture. They claim that these beings have abducted them and sometimes even raped them while they lie paralysed. The mystery deepens when we discover that similar stories have been told since the beginning of our recorded history. For thousands of years, people have spoken about strange supernatural beings as far back as the ancient Sumerians. In Sumerian mythology, the Utuku were a type of spirit or demon that were believed to be the ghosts of those that were not buried properly. They were considered to be vengeful towards the living and were known to possess people. The Adimu were spirits that sucked the life out of the susceptible and the sleeping, most commonly the young. They were thought to cause disease and inspire criminal behaviour in the living. The incubus is a demon in male form. They were thought to rape sleeping women. The succubus is its female counterpart that would rape sleeping men. Indian mythology speaks of magical goblins that have the ability to shapeshift into beautiful women, handsome men and animals. In ancient India, goblins were usually considered to be demons. Similar creatures are described by ancient Britons, French and Irish. In Aborigine mythology, the Wajina were thought to be cloud spirits. They were believed to control the weather. The Wajina bear a striking resemblance to what many alien abductees describe. Cave art depicts them as having big eyes and no mouth. A regular explanation for them having no mouth is that they had the ability to communicate telepathically. The Wajina were thought to control people's actions through their dreams. During the 18th century, there was a major vampire scare across Eastern Europe. Even government officials were frequently dragged into the hunting of vampires. Despite man-eating creatures that were very similar to vampires being described in Britain and all around the world for thousands of years, the word vampire only came into the English language in 1734, according to the Oxford Dictionary. Like goblins and many other creatures from ancient mythology, the vampire had the ability to shapeshift, and like modern day alien abduction stories, the victim was left paralysed and unable to fight off the vampire. Vampires were considered to be evil spirits. They were thought to have the ability to possess the body of the living as well as the dead, causing the ancient people to believe tales of vampire demons and evil spirits. In Slovak mythology, the Drakavak appears as a very scary looking demon that in reality is a ghost of an unbaptized child's soul. The appearance varies depending on who sees it. In one description, the Drakavak appears in the form of an unbaptized child who begs and calls people passing near the cemetery to baptize it. In later Slovak traditions, it was connected with Christmas, specifically the 12 days of Christmas. The Drekavac appears in its child's form. It usually announces someone's death. In Zen Buddhism, the Jikanenki are thought to be some of the ugliest demons imaginable. They represent greed and selfishness. Their favourite hobby appears to be the nightly consumption of human corpses. They are said to possess the ability to look like humans when they want to deceive and corrupt. When in ordinary form, they are thought to be ghastly and horrifying to look at. The Ifrits are a class of infernal jinn, noted for their strength and cunning. They are spoken about in the Holy Quran. They are said to be a monstrous-looking demon that lives underground and loves to visit ruins. The jinn are mythological creatures mentioned in the Quran. They are said to have the ability to shapeshift and possess people, and they are thought to live in a world that is not visible to humans. Most people think of ghosts to be souls of the dead, wandering around aimlessly, waiting to be laid to rest, but sometimes they are thought to be more sinister than that. Evil spirits, also known as demons, possess people, causing harm of the possessed and the people around the possessed. Some researchers even claim that these evil spirits, fallen angels and demons already control our world. Is that possible? Are our world leaders possessed by demons and fallen angels? The skeptics claim that this is the 21st century and mankind have moved on from evil spirits, ghosts and superstition. We now use logic and science. The trouble is, science is changing fast, and new scientific theories like string theory and M theory talk of an infinite amount of invisible worlds in our own space and time. We cannot see them because we are not tuned into their vibrational frequency, but they are all around us. Some of these worlds would be almost the same as our world with only minute differences. But others, as we move farther away from our own frequency, could become more strange and alien to us. Does this mean that we are more likely to be contacted by hyperdimensional beings than interplanetary beings?